All aboard. I'm Kelly Jack. This is How Not to Game with Kelly Jack. Now we've got the disbursement problem. And it's time to come to a strong understanding that there's just not enough routing methods out of Portus Murislera. Say it right. For us to be able to take and do things the way I would like. So what I'm going to try doing is expanding. And this time I'm going to ask, and I think it's one where Caesar, the port's his, he's going to put it in. You know, his administrator is going to say, yeah, we can put up a new bus shelter. You put in the road, we'll put in the bus shelter. And looking at these, we are now getting really good and close to our points of being able to start moving things. And I'm going to put see if it'll let me. There we go. Hopefully this will let us. Yeah, it's got to be level. There we go. So this should create a one-way flow that prohibits the jam up that was occurring here before. Now, I did do something once earlier that I need to now connect into and make a bit more our road. Yeah, like this. Take out this stretch here and this stretch there. There we go. And that will give us a little bit more growth capability here. We also need to start taking a look at picking up passengers up here down the road. But right now, given that the bulk of our transit is going in a corridor, 2 corridors through this town, we need to take and figure different ways to begin moving passengers and people. And one way I am considering is blowing a canal and bridging over it through here. It's a strong possibility. All right. So everything is still the slower trains. We've got an awful lot of crowded stations. But we know that a big chunk of that will start being alleviated when we put faster trains out on the lines. Part of what I'm trying to do now, before we hit it, is to set myself up financially so that I'm not taking as big a hit. And right now I'm paying some terrifying levels of profitabilities and road tolls. Still not doing anywhere near, though we've started a recovery process finally. I'm just hoping it's not like that one, because that one would take us deep into the hole. The worst part is, though, even with 2.3 million on hand. For net wealth, 1.6 on hand, I should say. 2.3 net wealth. We're going to be taking it harshly shortly. So this is our last episode, 72. Didn't do too many today. I might do 2 more later tonight. I'll see. Do need to start on our next game for tomorrow, which is Wednesday, pack 128 game. I have got to get at least 2 episodes into the tank tonight so that I can have 4 for you in the mornings and then 4 when I get home, or 2 or 4 when I get home. I will be working the next couple of days. Unfortunately, it takes me away for about 10 to 13 hours when I do this work for these folks. But I need the money. I need the grocery money. I need the feline patio occupational forces support money. So I got to do it. So we're kind of looking this all over, trying to see what we can come up with. And how we can come up with some of our items. Now that's not good. Yeah, we're going to have to build out the go-around loop even further, and I might even start having the go-around loop be up here. So that we're using fewer trains, because Prima Sententia is piling up for another spot, but it looks like we have reached a point of no return on our passenger lines. That's a temporary jam up. I am going to adjust the line. So we're going to go in and adjust the line on the Chariot. Caesar's Chariot. Make an adjustment. We're going to take Prima Sententia down to 20% and put Porta Marcellus up to 50%. But with 0 people waiting, this is getting to be tougher. We do need to add a few horse carts out here in Prima Sententia. I really gotta stop choosing names. They're so hard to say. And now, of course, you guys are going to go, we get naming names for cities? To rename cities? Wait till you see the name I'm going to make you pronounce. All right. Everything's looking a little bit better. I think one thing I'm going to do is make a shortcut here. For my logging ones. Lumber. So they're just not loading up, even though it is showing a storage of goods, which should be going down. I'm really beginning to think I may be in the wrong spot with that. Yeah, those are steak wagons. Can't say that I got the wrong things on it. Just don't know why they're not moving. It might also be that we're just not moving enough product anywhere. Till I get the whack, I don't really want to upgrade for delivery yet on the planker trains. Pinecross switchback is giving me a problem. This is looking good. This is looking good. We're holding for very little freight. Mail, about the right amount, 7 bags. I can live with that. $16 crates. We're at the point where I can start thinking about taking one. No, I think we'll leave all 4 ox carts on. I think we are getting just enough of a flow through that it won't cause a problem. I'm not certain where to go for a few moments. So, as it's going to be a little while before I post again or record again, please feel free to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment below with where you think we should be working on. Looking at my crowded station list is probably going to be the best. And again, use those settings, and then organize by how many are waiting. And yeah, oh boy, we got some work to do. We're down to 20,000 at Hillstead Central, so we've got to figure out what's going on there. Merrick, let's go there. 16,000 of them just trying to get to the marketplace in town from Hillstead Central. Okay. You know what? We need to take and do some changes. And I think it's a good idea to take and do these changes. And then we got to get people to Torchester Elders Hall and Walmouth. Again, by the marketplace, which is jammed up. So we might need to consider something different down the line here. can't remember. Do I do a train over to Dorchester? Yes, I do. Well, let's start there. And we will start on that with what's serving that. Core coach and the station coach. So the core coach and the Hillstead Harvester, neither one's going to do us any good. But I'll tell you what, we can move people to the marketplace on the core coach a little bit faster by adding 2. And I mean, that is a small zone to begin with, so it's going to jam things up real fast. Here's the core coach. I'll make 3 of them. I'm going to release 2 in rapid fire 3. There we go. We will see if this is going to start making any progress. At only 12, though, it's going to take freaking forever. And now we have this jam up, which I was worried about. Retire that guy. And you go to depot for now. I think it'll keep up with the 2 on the new pathway. We'll see. I mean, he's only getting 30, so that's 15 trips between the 2 of them, 7 and 8. That should be doable. If it does get too far out of hand, we can always go get another cart back onto the line down the road. As we can see, we're making progress, but not much. Part of the problem is we've got 3 different groups, 4 or 5 groups, 6 groups going through the marketplace. 2 different sets going to Walmouth adds up to about 1,600. But we are starting to see some progress being made slowly but surely as these numbers whittle down. Until we get faster and better vehicles with this tight of a setup, the only other option is to prevent more by changing routing and starting to add in some new routes. We need to find out where those people were coming from originally who were blocking up there at Hillstead, and then find a way to move them. Again, same thing here. We're trying to get to Brentby, Oakham, and Appingby. That tells me that this train was not running often enough, which means the Asheville end is too much. And that was the Mouthy Bear? Nope. It is the nope. 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 I'm beginning to realize something. I don't think lineless, that's why. Okay, what were you doing, Bubba? You are Asheville and Brentby. The ABH. call that the Grand March train. And he'd been out there for a while, so that's going to be tougher to figure out where he should have been in the system. Looking fairly decent in all of our other communities. I shouldn't say fairly decent. I mean, we know that our station list is a nightmare. Hillstead's down to 19,000, so that is making progress. Prima Sententia has an issue, as does Hilton. Oakby and Barrington have growing problems. Next episode. How do you think we should be doing these? Should we be going in and maybe doing direct lines as close as we can? I understand a lot of folks like to take and do below the properties, but I'm not certain we've got the money for that. And we don't make money hand over fist the way some other games do. Well, I am going to take and do one thing. Because we had the issue, we're going to save. I'm Kelly Jack. Have a better day than I'm having.